It's the Out of Nazareth podcast. Yalla, Habibis. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Out of Nazareth podcast. Today is October 2nd, 2023, and it's a special day because today is my birthday. Yes, October 2nd, 1990. I was born late at night. My mom told me like 11:20 Bilal in the night. So yes, today I turn 33. I thought it'd be fun to jump on here for a second. Just do like a birthday podcast, talk about birthdays, my birthdays, and whatnot. So, cheers to you guys. Got a nice little shake. I actually just went for a run on the beach. I live in Haifa, which is like a 10-minute drive. It's up on the Carmel Mountain, and then you just go down the hill, down the mountain to the Mediterranean Sea. About a 10-minute drive, and sometimes I think about that and consider I'm from Virginia. I grew up going to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina once a year with like my family vacation. And now, in a second, Had al-Bahar in the Mediterranean. I'm living so close to the Mediterranean Sea. In the Mediterranean, it's super clear. You can walk out up to like your stomach and still see your feet. So I try to go like once a week. Like I'll do a workout or go for a walk or a run. But just to make sure I am enjoying the closeness, living this close to the beach versus just kind of letting it become a normal thing. And then later in life be like, oh, remember when I used to live there? Why didn't I go to the beach more? So cheers to 33. A little mustache. The Jesus year. Jesus died when he was 33. I don't plan on dying this year. But one thing, I love celebrating other people's birthdays. It's fun to go out and just, celebrate them for who they are. Sorry about that. Hitting the mic stand. And I always like to ask a question. I say, tell me something you're thankful for the past year and something you're looking forward to for the next year. And so if I asked myself this question, from my year of 32, I traveled. This was kind of cool. I traveled to 8 different countries this past year. My older sister, Emily, did the world race, and I think she did like 12 or 13 countries in a year. But so this was totally new for me. I have never traveled around this much, but using or making the most of living on this side of the world has been really cool in terms of this past year, calendar year, or not calendar year, like from last October 2nd. I went to Amsterdam with a group of friends, and we went over to Antwerp in Belgium for a Kendrick Lamar concert, which was pretty cool. So there's 2. And then I went to Morocco, Maghreb, and France on the way back. I was actually in Paris for the World Cup final of France versus Argentina, and I wanted Messi to win. But when we talk about soccer, maybe I'll share more about that. But it was really cool. The atmosphere was wild. Being in a country when their country is in the World Cup final. That trip happened because Suddy, we'll probably discuss this when we sit down together, but he wanted to go watch Morocco in Morocco when they were doing really well. كان كتير غالي إذا بدنا نروح على قطر. It was so expensive if we wanted to go there. بس كتير ناس راحوا من هون. A lot of people went from here, including my friend who I coach with, Saleh, and he said it was awesome. But so we went to Maghreb, Morocco instead, because I have 2 friends there, and we stayed with them in Fes. It was cool just to see how excited not only Morocco, but they had the whole support of the Arab world because they're like Arab, it's a mixture within the ethnicity of Moroccan. And then all of Africa. It was the farthest an African team had also made it in a World Cup. So like the whole world was with them. It was a bummer when they lost. But then there wasn't a direct flight from Morocco back to Israel. And so we had to fly through, or we're looking for flights. And my friend Yassine, who lives there, he's like, hey, man, there's like $50 flights from this small airport nearby to Paris. And I think we were like in a McDonald's after we did a Turkish bath. And I look at Seti. I was like, bro, do you want to go watch the final in Paris? Just spend 24 hours there and then fly on to Israel. And I was like, okay. So in 5 minutes there, boom, boom, booked a hotel, booked the flight, and did that. So Netherlands, Belgium, Morocco, France. And then on the way back, usually I go back to the States like once a year to visit family and work. And so this summer, I went back to the States, and I was everywhere in the States, from San Francisco to Charlotte to Boston to Atlanta. So it's technically only one country, but I was everywhere. America, so it's 5. On the way back this way, I stopped in Germany over the summer to help with a soccer camp. My organization that I work with is connected with a church in Germany, East Germany, in Marienburg. And they asked if someone could help lead the training for 2 weeks of soccer camp. So I was like, yalla, I'll do it. And so I got to go to Germany. I flew out of Prague, so I got 5 hours in Prague before I went to the airport. Beautiful city. So throw Germany is 6, throw Prague, Czech Republic is 7. And then right at the end of August, I got to go to Istanbul with the Nazareth Village staff. So I volunteer at this place called the Nazareth Village. It's a first century tourist site. Like they recreate first century life during like as Jesus was living. Sorry about that. So I volunteer there, giving tours, helping with meals, dressing up as like a sheep, or not as a sheep, as a shepherd with the sheep. But so we went as a staff to Istanbul and Turkey. So yeah, 8 countries this past year. And just to add a little bonus there, I also completed my 1-year fast track 3-semester teaching English certificate, so I can teach English here in the country. So yeah, 2 big things I'm grateful for this past year. And in year 33, what am I looking forward to? I think this podcast for sure is one thing. Interviews and conversations I'll have. I'm looking forward to playing soccer again. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I went for a run. Just got back. My endorphins are still up, feeling good. Side note, it's amazing how beneficial and free, technically, physical exercise is, because it's the best medicine. You get out there, the hardest part always is starting, but once you get working and your endorphins are flowing and all those chemicals are going around, I always feel so good and so thankful. And this is the first time I've gotten to be able to run in 8 months. I had meniscus surgery at the beginning of March for a injury I sustained at the end of January, beginning of February, playing soccer with some friends. It was my 3rd major knee surgery. I have torn both of my ACLs over my years of playing. My whole body is pretty much broken. I like to play hard. My friends used to make fun of me when I was in high school when we would play pickup, and they'd be like, geez, all-star, chill, bro, you don't need to play so hard. But I just like to compete. So I had my third major knee surgery earlier this year. And so to get to run around again, been doing physical therapy, strengthening, waiting for it to heal. And today I was like, it's my birthday, man. Let's go for a run. I was starting to do better at physical therapy and went for about 20 minutes. Amazing. And to get to do that next to the Mediterranean Sea, like, come on. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm looking forward to getting back into exercising, this podcast, and interestingly, yesterday, I was sitting reading the Bible, spending some time doing that, and there's things we say in the faith world, and especially the Christian circles, that you just over time just kind of get used to saying, I think. And one of them is, searching for or looking for or obtaining the peace of God. I think our hearts are always and will always be discontented or unsatisfied when we're not seeking to fill that hole in our heart that only God can fill. I think other things, and I've attempted it, temporarily can fill that kind of emptiness or that space. But the relationship with God is the only thing that will sustain that empty spot. So yesterday I was sitting and thinking and going through, memories of my life, highs and lows. And I've heard this on podcasts and just wisdom about always trying to run away from the struggle and sit in the joy, the good parts. But then you're running, because struggle is a part of life. You're running for a good chunk of your life. And so yesterday I was just sitting, and it really hit me or made sense, understood it. You can hear something over and over and over, but until maybe you have an experience to relate to it, or just life experience. But I yesterday felt like I really understood the pursuit of the peace of God and the presence of God at different levels. Like, if I can be contented, no matter if I'm working really hard, if I'm tired, if I'm struggling, if I'm happy, if I can be contented because God is there. Sorry for the siren in the background. Don't worry, it'll go in a second. If I can be contented in just whoop in the presence of God, that He is with me no matter what, and His peace, the peace of not needing to worry about what's going to come, not being anxious about how your life is going to look. Like, I'm reading a book called Practicing His Presence by Brother Lawrence. He's like a monk from the 1600s. And he wrote this down, and it connected with me. And so I wrote it on a note. I'm looking at it here on my laptop. And it says, "Nor dare I think much of the future. This present, if it is full of God, is the only refuge from poisonous disappointment or even rebelliousness against Him." So it was just like sitting in that present. If God is here, His presence is here. And I've shared that and talked about that for 10 years with youth, with my mentors have shared it with me. I've prayed it to myself and searched for it. But yesterday I just felt like a new understanding of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to this next year. 33 should be great. I've been doing this kind of move as 33, like, hey, 33. I also, living over here, I've started to call soccer football all the time. And also, this is the American 3. For anybody who has seen Inglourious Bastards, you know exactly where I'm going. This is the American 3. This is the European 3. I've totally started doing this. Oh, 33. Also Young Life for my Young Life people. So yeah. And then last thing I'll mention about birthdays is worst birthday, best birthday. um, my worst birthdays. One, I think when I turned 16, because I had a broken thumb and mono. I was sick with mono. So, like, nobody could come over. I had two friends in high school. Two of my close friends from high school were able to come because my parents felt bad for me. So Kasim from Jordan, he was Jordanian, which is cool that I had that friend before I ever even came over here. Anyways, Kasim and Bobby Clancher, they came over, and there's this funny picture of me like with my broken thumb, and they're both like special ed teachers. Like, yes, this is our special ed kid. And then in college at Virginia Tech, I had a bad, just like that stupid party, drink too much, and the next morning you feel terrible. So that wasn't good. My best birthdays have been 21 was fun because, in America, the drinking age is 21. So that's always a fun birthday. And it was me and a friend of mine. His name's Michael Prince. Me, him, and two other childhood friends, Daniel Allen and Arlandis Harvey. We were all living together. Me and Prince celebrated our birthdays together because they're 5 days apart. And just a great night with good friends. But like the coolest, most unique birthday I think I've had was when I was, which year was that? 27? I think maybe 27. 28, we went hiking. 29, maybe it was 29. I'll have to look it up. But my girlfriend at the time, she took me to a glass blowing class. It was just me, her, and the teacher. But there was this Netflix series that came out called Blown Away, where it's like a MasterChef type movie reality show with challenges and people get voted off. But the activity was glass blowing. Oh man, I loved it. I would binged it. There's 3 seasons on Netflix with a Christmas bonus 4-episode thing. But I really enjoyed it, and so she found this place in Casaria where we could go, and that was a really cool, really unique birthday activity, and we got to make those and take what we made when we went home. So, yeah, birthdays. I think for me, it's a great moment or day to reflect. I usually will journal on my birthday and just think about the past year as I've done here and the year to come. Feeling the love from family and friends and getting texts. It makes you feel good, and you see people you seemed to have had an impact on. So I'm thankful to have made it this far, 33. Praise God, and I hope when your birthday comes, you feel celebrated and loved on, because we all deserve it, and we are all special and meaningful and children of God. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go. I got to work a little bit and then go hang with some friends for the rest of the day. But God bless you. I hope you have a great rest of your time, your day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. See ya.